This is your Weather Extreme video for Saturday, December the 5th. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters. The weekend shaping up to be an absolutely gorgeous early December weekend. There's a look at the surface map this morning, and we have a rather large, sprawling high-pressure system centered over Pennsylvania that is making the weather great across much of the eastern two-thirds of the country. The only rain going on is down across South Florida and up in the northwestern United States. In the upper atmosphere, we do have kind of a complex-looking pattern with a little bit of a trough coming under the ridge, but generally a ridge pattern over the eastern half of the country and a trough in the western part of the United States. Temperatures this morning across central Alabama varied quite a bit. Tuscaloosa was down to 32, but Birmingham was at 43, so a good range in temperatures this morning. The good news for much of the country is that we have very little in the way of watches or warnings going on. The area of green and gray around Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio is dense fog advisories, and the green is dense ice fog advisories. QPF, if you want the 7-day forecast, or the 5-day forecast, you can see that pretty much on the QPF chart. No rain forecast over much of the southeastern U.S., and any rain that does occur is likely to be very, very light. So let's get right to the models. There's the GFS for this afternoon at noontime. That high-pressure system keeping things dry over much of the eastern half of the country. The high migrates a little further to the west, but its influence is still being felt, and we do see a little bit of some light precipitation in the central U.S., but in the upper atmosphere, we are having a nice trough move by, and the question is, why is it that we have this strong trough and we're not getting much in the way of weather? Well, the answer to that question is looking at precipitable water values, and basically, they're below an inch. So the bottom line is not going to see much in the way of any kind of precipitation. That trough moves by and moves by the southeastern U.S. On Monday, and by Tuesday it's well off the or middle Atlantic coast, and it is beginning to intensify a little bit, and that is creating a very strong surface low that will be giving some fits to that area, especially in terms of wind. But again, across much of the country, the air is very dry. This is precipitable water values, and all that brown is basically less than 3/4 of an inch, and you're just not going to get any precipitation with that. Another trough comes by around Wednesday, so we're seeing a series of these things. Thursday is kind of a zonal flow with one moving off New England and another one coming into California. By Friday, that one in California is beginning to look sort of ominous for us, and it's approaching our area. In the meantime, though, we still have rather good weather with high pressure over the southeastern U.S. and the southeast coast. Moisture returning, however, up the lower Mississippi River Valley, according to the GFS. Now, that trough moves closer on Saturday, and this is where we see some differences. Number one, the GFS indicating that we would see some showers with a fairly strong low-pressure area in northwestern Missouri. And you can see from the precipitable water values that the precipitable water values are up over 1.5 inches, so that's good for precipitation. And, of course, the surface pattern, according to the European, and there's some differences between the two. The European is a little slower, not bringing the moisture back quite as fast as what the GFS is. So right now we're forecasting some precipitation for the end of the week and into the weekend, but we'll have to see. That may require some adjustments. Looking out into Voodoo country, the fast-moving flow continues. There comes that fairly strong trough moving out Sunday, and then by Tuesday, the 15th, we see another fairly low latitude trough moving across and coming out of the Four Corners area. And then again on the 20th, we have another one. So it looks like we're going to stay fairly busy. And the thing about these is that they could be tapping into Pacific moisture. So we may have week 2 or Voodoo country could be a bit wetter. That'll do it for the Weather Extreme video for this morning. I will have the next one posted first thing on Sunday morning. In the meantime, you can check back on the blog for the latest updates. And if you have an opportunity, the Helena Christmas Parade kicks off at 1 p.m. today. I'll be emceeing, so come on by and enjoy the parade. Have a great day, and Godspeed.